6 months from today, someone you haven't seen in years walks past you and doesn't even recognize you. Not because you grew a beard, not because you bought nicer clothes, but because every part of you has changed. Your body, your confidence, your discipline, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, the standards that you live by. In this video, I'm going to share with you a few principles that are going to make you unrecognizable in 180 days. So let's get right into it. The biggest reason why most people never change isn't because they lack the desire to change. It's because they never stop being the person they have always been. Think about it. Someone decides that they're going to wake up at 5 a.m., start going to the gym, eat healthier, and read every day. But deep down, they still see themselves as someone who's lazy, inconsistent, always procrastinating, and never sticks with anything. Your actions always rise or fall to match the identity that you have for yourself. If you believe in your heart of hearts that you are an undisciplined person, you will eventually find a reason to act like one. That's why every real transformation begins with your identity. You have to stop introducing yourself to your own mind as the old version of you. You are no longer trying to become disciplined. You are a disciplined man now. You're no longer trying to stop wasting time. You are someone who protects his time now. It sounds like a small shift in language, but it completely changes how you make decisions. One of the fastest ways to reinforce this new identity is by directly changing your physical appearance. Get a different haircut, maybe finally get that buzz cut you have been thinking about, or grow out your beard for the next couple of weeks. Even something as simple as looking in the mirror and seeing a very different version of yourself makes it easier for your brain to believe that you have entered a new chapter of your life. But your appearance isn't the only thing that needs to change. Your environment does too. Because your room isn't just where you live, it's where your habits live. Every object around you has become associated with a certain version of yourself. The chair that you waste hours scrolling on, the desk where you procrastinate, the wallpaper you have looked at while making the same promises to yourself for the last 2 years. Your brain naturally attaches memories and emotions and habits to places. So if nothing around you changes, it is incredibly easy to fall back into the same behaviors. That is why I want you to redesign your environment. Change your phone wallpaper, change your desktop wallpaper, move your desk, rotate your bed, rearrange your room. And the changes don't even have to be something major. Even changing the lighting a bit or adding a small plant can make your room feel like a completely different place. And I know this sounds very insignificant, but psychologically it creates the feeling of a fresh start. The old cues that triggered your old habits, they become weaker, making it easier to build new habits. Because this isn't about just changing your room, it's about sending your brain a very specific message that the old version of me doesn't live here anymore. Changing your appearance and redesigning your environment is a great start, but that alone doesn't magically transform your identity. Because at the end of the day, you are what you repeatedly do. If you repeatedly play video games, you are, someone who plays video games. If you repeatedly scroll for hours, you are someone who scrolls for hours. But if you repeatedly exercise, read, build your business, then that's exactly who you're going to become. Your identity isn't just built by what you believe about yourself. It's built by evidence that you give your brain every single day. Think of every action as a casting vote. Every workout is a vote for becoming an athlete. Every page you read is a vote for becoming a reader. Every piece of content you publish is a vote for becoming a creator. No single vote changes your identity overnight. But eventually, those votes begin to pile up until your brain has no choice but to accept, this is who I am now. That's why for the next 30 days of your transformation, your only objective is to build identities, not results. Let's say you've never been to the gym before. Then for the next 30 days, your goal isn't to lift the heaviest weights, it's not to hit the personal record or build the perfect physique. Your goal is to simply become someone who shows up to the gym. Put on your shoes, put on your gym clothes, and just walk into the gym. Even on the rest days, show up anyway. Spend just 10 minutes stretching or using the sauna or simply walk around, because you're not even training your muscles yet. You are training your identity. The exact same principle applies if you want to become someone who reads. Don't aim to finish 50 books a year. Don't force yourself to read entire chapters. Instead, read 1 or 2 pages every single day for the next 30 days. At this stage of your transformation, you are not trying to become the smartest person in the room. You are simply becoming the kind of person that reads. The same principle applies if you're a content creator, a writer, an entrepreneur, or someone who meditates. Forget the outcome for now. Focus on proving to yourself every single day that this is who you are. And here's the beautiful part. Once you have built these identities, everything becomes easier. Going to the gym no longer feels like forcing yourself to work out. Reading no longer feels like a chore. Creating content no longer feels unnatural. Why? Because your brain now believes that these are things that you simply do. The friction disappears because your actions are now finally aligned with your identity. So take a piece of paper and write down 2 or 3 identities that you want to have for the rest of your life. Whatever they are, don't focus on becoming great at them. For the next 30 days, focus on doing the smallest possible version of these behaviors every single day. By now, you have built yourself something incredibly valuable, an identity. You're someone who goes to the gym, you're someone who reads, you're someone who creates, but eventually doing the bare minimum or just putting in average effort isn't enough. Your goal isn't to just go to the gym. It's to build an incredible physique. Your goal isn't to just read books. It's to gain knowledge that changes your life. Your goal isn't to just create content. It's to create content that people genuinely enjoy watching. And that's where the next phase begins: growth. Now that you've built consistency, it's finally time to start increasing your effort. The first step is to stop relying on motivation and start relying on your schedule. So I want you to decide exactly when you will perform each of these 2 or 3 habits you've chosen. Maybe you go to the gym every weekday at 4 p.m. Maybe you read every afternoon at 2 p.m. Maybe you spend 1 hour creating content every morning before you head to work. The exact times matter, because when you have a fixed time, there's no more decision making on the go, and you save yourself a lot of psychological energy. Once you have decided on your routine, it's time for progressive overload. If you've successfully built that habit of going to the gym, don't just keep showing. Start following a structured program. Challenge your body to grow. If you've become someone who reads every day, don't stay at 1 or 2 pages forever. Increase it to 5, then maybe to 10. Stretch your mind just beyond what feels comfortable. And if you've built the habit of creating content consistently, don't just keep posting average content. Start improving the quality. Write better hooks, design better thumbnails, learn better editing. Whatever skill that you're trying to develop, now ask yourself just one simple question. How can I be just 1% better than I was last week? Because to be very honest with you, transformation isn't built through giant leaps of effort. It is built through hundreds and hundreds of tiny improvements stacked one on top of the other. So if you combine a structured daily schedule with consistent progressive overload over the next 150 days, the results that you're going to get become inevitable. You'll be stronger, smarter, more disciplined, more confident, not because you changed overnight, but because every single day you became just a little bit better than the day before. And that's exactly how someone becomes unrecognizable in 180 days.